hello, it is me, Tamron again. And as you guys know, I've taken a little bit of an interest in this. And now I bring forth my own personal questions about, well, a little boy that I have come to recognize has been following me around recently. Well, not recently, it's been years. And I'm wondering why, he's, here, why he's chosen me, and what he's latched onto about me. And I just kind of wanted to ask him, well, face to inadvertent face, on what's going on here and what can be done about it, all that. So, I'm hoping this gives me some clarity, and I'm hoping I get to know him a little bit better, hopefully. Dad?
Hi, my name's Toné. I've been a friend of Kara's since 7th grade. Around my senior year of high school, and apart from her, I wound up with a spirit that I actually saw. She was a little girl in a red dress, and she followed me for almost 20 years. And I always was wondering why she decided she wanted to pick me because at that time I was with 2 other mediums, and she decided that she wanted to follow me instead. So I was always wondering why that was, and get some clarity on that because I was never able to ask it. She has actually shown herself to my wife and my kids. She's never meant any harm or anything else like that. Oh, and
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. Who are we speaking to?
My higher self.
Okay. What dimension are you from?
13th.
13th.
what can you see?
My higher self.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All dimensions within universe 4. This universe.
Okay.
What is it called? Polarity? Are you of positive polarity or negative polarity?
Positive polarity.
Alright, good. Alright.
Is there anything that you would like to share with us before we start asking questions?
No, we are ready.
Okay. I want to know, are you the little boy that follows my dad? Or that follows me? Or are you the little girl that follows my dad?
I'm the soul aspect of the being I'm speaking through that can comment on those within the 4th dimension that you consider the spirit realm.
Understood. May I ask, why me? Why show yourself to me in that time?
Usually when those become aware that there is a presence or energy connected to them is when they are ready to experience those energies. Energies are connected to all beings, including myself, not just the vessel I am speaking through, but myself included. Energy is energy. Energy is attracted to like energy. Therefore, beings, whether you consider them of a lower dimension or a higher dimension, or just merely a slower vibration or a faster vibration, they are connected to whatever energetic frequency you are emitting at that time. Therefore, if they feel that you can aid them in their own life's purpose or their journey, they might attach themselves to that being, but not necessarily the human or the animal or the plant or whatever it may be themselves. They're connected to the spirit of that person, you might say.
Mm.
However, sometimes the energies that are attracted to them or connected to them are because they are soul aspects of themselves. Just like I am a soul aspect of being I am speaking through, although all reside in all dimensions, she would be in dimension 12, 11, 10, 9, down, so on and so forth within this universe.
Okay. So, based on what you've told us, are these beings that this energy attached to us? Have the little boy and little girl? Are they being able to get their purpose fulfilled through us?
Yes, usually, and perhaps I might want to put this into context of your world that you live in. Let's say that you have become quick friends with someone. You have an instant connection with that person. You are friends for quite a while. Then the vibration changes between the two people. Perhaps there wasn't something in the 3D that caused this rift between the two persons, but merely they drifted apart. The same could be said for the spirit realm, or the fourth dimensional realm, that when the spirit is no longer in vibration with that person, and vice versa, the person no longer in vibration with that spirit or that energy, they have learned their lessons and they have moved on.
Mm. So, with the energy that follows me, the spirit that follows me, may I ask, what kind of videos does he like? Because he seems to be quite attached to me watching certain videos. I'll turn off my phone otherwise.
The reason he is connected to many of the things that please you or that you enjoy is because he is connected to your own inner child. He understands that you find it difficult to disassociate sometimes with your younger self, finding yourself now in an older position and trying to find a balance between the two. And he is aiding in this aspect more like a transition from childhood to adulthood, where adulthood is something that he was not able to achieve, but he does understand childhood as he was in the middle of a transition himself, more from a child to a teenage age, you might say. And so in this understanding, he is aiding you in your own transition. He found it quite awkward for him at times because he was alone most of the time, being an only child that he was. And although you yourself are not an only child, there are times where you find yourself to be quite alone, feeling awkward amongst others. And so he understands this. This is the vibration that you share. This is something he is aiding you with, and something you are aiding him with, showing him a piece of something that he was not able to achieve in that particular lifetime, which is adulthood. So as you share the responsibilities and the energy and the learning that you achieve in adulthood, he is helping you with the transition from childhood to adulthood.
The little girl, did she attach herself to me because she felt like I could protect her from whatever it was in that space?
It was a symbiotic relationship. It was not only her feeling protected by you, but you being protected by her, or a sense of it, so to speak. In that time that you recognized this young girl was a time that you struggled with the feminine. In this case, it could be the females in your life. Could be mother, grandmother, aunts, so on and so forth. Even the female friends that you shared. You surround yourself with a few of your female friends and perhaps even older females in an attempt to understand the divine feminine within yourself. Having also, much like your son, difficulty transitioning from this balance between masculine and feminine. What is the balance between the two? What is extreme femininity and what is extreme masculinity? And so having a young girl being in an extreme feminine position, helping you to understand the feminine from a child's perspective, thus feeling less like it is a burden, easier for you to understand. It would have been more off-putting had it been an older woman who attached herself to you. But it being a child your defenses were down. So it became more an understanding of the child within you, but also an understanding of female in general, and also your divine feminine nature within your own self, so that you could learn to incorporate this when you became older. For herself, she wanted to understand the masculine, for this was something she did not have in her life on Earth. So, again, a symbiotic relationship. You help her with the masculine and understanding that masculinity could also be protective instead of hurtful, and her helping you to understand that femininity could be both strong and precious at the same time.
How do you feel being surrounded by my family? Is it a good feeling? Do you like being around my family?
From a fourth dimensional spirit perspective, it looks a little different. You might even say it looks kind of like your dreams. In the dream state, the world seems a bit different than your 3D world. So the world that you see here and now is not quite how it is perceived from a spirit's perspective. They might not always see the rest of your family members or your friends, more like they're experiencing the world through your eyes, but using their perspective. So, if you enjoy yourself here, then they enjoy themselves here.
So, just so I understand, they share our energy and our experiences in this dimension. Is that my understanding?
Yes, and I don't want to speak for all spirits acting in this manner, but the ones that you are speaking of, yes. Instead of reincarnating into a new form, they have attached that version of themselves, although that is not entirely the spirit, as there are fragments of ourselves in all dimensions. But the fragment of that soul, needing to learn those lessons, have attached themselves to you to experience your same or similar purposes and lessons through you without, again, experiencing reincarnation.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything else you can give me and my dad for some more clarity before we depart?
Yes, and perhaps for others who may come across this information, that if you are ever frightened by an energy that surrounds you, first ask yourself why. Why does this energy feel dissimilar to yours, or you are experiencing fright in some way? Remember that you hold all of the cards, so to speak. You have the power. So if there are energies that you do not wish to have surround you, then you must set up your own boundaries. Much like in your 3D life, if there are people in your life that you do not wish to have around you, you can always ask them to go away. You can set up your boundaries. You can keep them out of your life. You are not at the whims of other dimensions, because you also reside in other dimensions. And although your physical body is in the third dimension, your soul is multidimensional. So if you feel that you are happy in this symbiotic relationship with energies that have attached themselves to you, as all beings have energies attached to them, including fragments of yourself, not just energies from a different nature, as all is one and all comes from source. But remember that you are the master and controller. If you would like to work with these energies, then so be it. If you do not wish to work with these energies, that is also fine as well.
Thank you very much for your time that you spent with us today and answering the questions.
Thank you. Good stretch.
Yeah,
I keep forgetting to get you a plush.
Oh yeah, true. I did that. Wow, what did you guys think?
That explained a lot.
That was extremely enlightening, and
Yeah.
it kind of confirmed some things that I felt I had never felt that she was here to cause me harm, and the energies that did cause me harm, I was able to identify and remove it, just like you had mentioned in the last little bit. So thank you very much. This has been not just enlightening, but an affirmation of some things that I've known.
I'm just glad I got to know him a little bit better, and I'm glad I'm able to help where I can.
Yes.
That makes me happy. And I'm glad he's stuck around so long. I don't know if I'd be able to, experience some of the stuff without him. So I like the little bits of joy where he, runs through the hallway.
Yeah, and he was chasing the little girl and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been playing.
They used to play together.
That's awesome.
I know, right?
I think that gives me clarity too, because there was always like certain family members that were always attached to my brother or attached to me, and then at a certain point, like with my my maternal grandmother, it's like she was always with me, and then at a certain point I even had that dream where she was like, this is the last time you're gonna see me. We're never disconnected, just you're not gonna see me anymore. And I was always like, but why? Like, you're my grandma. And so I thought it was because she was like moving on to some other dimension, which she possibly was, but it was I guess our lessons together were complete. I was glad that I could channel her actually in one of our channelings of 4D. She did a real good explanation of that, so at least I know that's where she's at right now. But yeah, I think it gave me clarity too. Always nice to hear from my own higher self. So.
Nice. Yeah, because I was about to say, like, she's talking pretty high about your situation too.
And I felt that little girl was like, I felt like I was like a father to her too. At one point, the baby that we lost between Tamron's little brother and Trey. I thought the spirit was gonna wind up being her, low key, but she couldn't break through for whatever reason. But I felt her a lot. But I haven't felt her here, so I figured that whatever energy she was supposed to get from me, or whatever lessons that she was supposed to get from me, she was done, and she kind of like graduated and moved on. And if that's the case, then I'm grateful if I helped out even a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome, and I think it just goes to show that some people think that just because we're in the on a physical 3D body, that somehow we're like lower than these other dimensions, but everything works together. Even the aspects, there's a piece of me that's in the 13th dimension, but they need help from all the other dimensions. Those dimensions need help from that dimension, so everybody just continues to work together. So yeah, and I think that's represented in 3D, where we're always talking about people coming together and help each other out, because we do it, as they say, as above so below. Anyway, I thank you guys for watching, and if you have any suggestions for future channelings, keep those suggestions coming. I've been writing them all down. A lot of great ones have been coming, especially towards the end of the year, and now that we're in 2025. So hello, Happy New Year, first channeling of the year. Check out my website for one-on-one channeling. So basically, you would take the place of my friend and his son, and just like James before, and I'm looking to actually do future channelings with different perspectives, of having different people on these videos asking questions, because as wonderful as James was with his questioning, I think it's really good to get other people's perspectives. Other people have different types of questions as well. People are coming from different, spiritual backgrounds and beliefs, and I think this is going to be wonderful. But if you are looking for more of a one-on-one, then definitely check out the website that's available there. And I guess we will catch you guys next time. So thank you so much. Peace, love, and chicken grease, which, by the way, that slogan came from Toné back in 7th grade. So we'll catch you later. Peace out.